not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
I want to see the kind of industries that are opening up.
This is Local Biz Now with Joe Vagnone, where your business matters. Local Biz Now.
You have to determine what is working, what isn't working.
Joe Vagnone is a respected business owner, helping individuals buy and sell businesses. Joe has successfully owned and operated many companies in a variety of industries. This is Local Biz Now, because your business matters.
Yeah! You are listening to the #1 talk business show in all of North Carolina. Welcome to you. We are coming to you live from Burner Cigar Studio, home of the finest premium cigars and cigar smokers in the world. Great people, premium cigars. Life is good at Burners, located in Birkdale Village. Go on by there. Tell them Joe sent you. Your first cigar is on me. We want to inspire, inform, and entertain you every Monday afternoon, because that's what we do here at News Talk WSIC, 105.9 FM, 100.7 FM, 1400 AM. I am Joe Vagnone, and you are listening to Local Biz Now. We are the #1 business show in all of North Carolina. Let me prove it to you. We've been doing this for 11 years strong. We have well over 850 small business owners and community leaders that we have interviewed. We have well over 600 videos of the interviews that we have done. You can get it on our YouTube channel. Please go to Joe Vagnone Business Broker on YouTube. Joe Vagnone Business Broker on YouTube. You can see all of the videos that we have done over the years. A lot of good stuff, a lot of small business stuff, a lot of interesting information, and some really interesting people as well. We are live on the book, live on the tube, live on the X, and live on any kind of podcast that you want. If you don't know Joe Talk, that is, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, X, and LinkedIn. Thank you so much. You are listening to Local Biz Now, where your business matters. And every month we have a different co-host. This month it is no exception. Our co-host this month is James Smith. James is the founder and owner of My Outdoor Joy. That's right, My Outdoor Joy. He likes to be called the adventure leader. Now I know that's peculiar, but as soon as you meet him, you will remember he's peculiar.
Yeah.
Hey James, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing well.
So you were picking on me before the show, reminded me that you've been on the show a lot.
Yes.
How many times have you been on this show?
I think we're at number 4 or 5. Now you've made me a co-host for free.
Because, you know, we used to be picky.
Yeah.
And then we met James.
And then the B team came in. So we are here. We're ready for you. You know?
So, James, for those of you that don't remember, what is My Outdoor Joy?
Oh, we are Adult Recess. We have rebranded.
Okay.
We used to say we're the #1 outdoor experience company.
Do it!
And guess what would happen in 2024?
Do it!
Someone would say, "Can I see the survey?"
No.
And I said to myself, these guys have nothing better to do. So we said, okay, we are Adult Recess. We are there for adults that want to learn outdoor skills, from hiking to camping to scuba diving. And if they get real adventurous, we'll throw them out of a plane. So we are having a good time.
Or put their head underwater.
Put their head underwater. We go scuba diving. It is an awesome experience. What we found is that most kids learn a lot of skills, Boy Scout, Girl Scouts, whoever, their schools. But for the most part, adults, if you don't know these skills, there's nowhere for you to go. So we are filling that gap, and we're letting people actually learn all the fun things that they wanted to learn as a kid, but they were too shy to do.
So I remember you telling me this story. This was like a hobby, right?
Yes.
It was just a personal passion, and you turned it into a business. Now, you don't got to go back to 1962, but kind of walk us through how that happened.
Well, one of the things that happened is I have been teaching these skills for well over 30 years. Everyone knew I knew how to do them. People were tapping me. REI, I was training at REI. I had another job. And eventually someone said, "Why are you not doing this for yourself?" And it took me about a year. And I happened to be
To
on
realize somebody might actually pay me for what I know.
Yeah, because they were offering money at these events. And they're like, wait a second, you're doing this for free? And at some point I realized, your dad you didn't really want to start charging for this. And so we were at the top of Crowder's Mountain, and one of my best friends said, it's time. You actually grew. I actually had a meetup group that had 13 people in it when I started. It was run by somebody else. Within 3 years, we went from 13 to 2,800 people.
Cool.
Our average event was 152 people, and we were now getting sponsorships from companies who wanted to be a part of what I was doing.
And I assume a lot of this is not just the activities, but the fact that they get to be around other people as well.
Correct. And we are focused primarily on adults. Now, you can bring your kids, but we really want adults to come out.
No. Leave the little chaps at home.
Correct. But the events are family friendly. You have a camp out, bring your kids. You want to learn a skill, you can bring your kids. But we have two ways that you can participate. You can actually become a member, have a family membership, or just come out, meet some new people, get out, do something that's fun, that sometimes, you don't want your kids to come. But we always have that option.
Right. And so how long have you been doing this in a formal setting, structure, parentheses, get paid for it? How long has it been a business?
Getting paid has been about 1.5 years, 2 years. Taking tips, probably 22 years.
Right.
So I've been doing
Which makes
it
sense.
a lot of times.
Right.
Yeah. So one of the things that I always tell people is I'm the excuse magnet, right? I'm middle-aged. I'm a little round in the middle. You can't make an excuse that you can't do it.
Right.
And so what it does is actually I'm my own marketing. So when they see a picture of me, the first thing people say is, he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, come on. That will be $20.
You make it look easy, don't
I
you?
make it look easy. I make it look easy. Sometimes I like messing with skinny people. We go on these, we have some adventurous hikes. One of them was 25 miles. I was twice the weight of everybody. I'm
Sure.
like, you can't keep up. What's going on? The little guy was running out of breath, and he's like, "Well, when do we get to turn around?" I'm like, "When you outpace the fat guy." So we have a ball. We have a ball. There's no one who comes to our events who doesn't leave and just laugh and say, "Why didn't they do this before?"
So I can't help but think a lot of these people just become your friends.
They do. We do create close relationships. I've got a group of people. We're going to Turks Caicos. They started to scuba dive with me, 3-4 years ago, which was really interesting. They took an intro class at the Y, decided they wanted to be certified, and now they are certified and they want to do an ocean dive, and we are going together. And so
they're going to be able to keep up with you?
Yeah. We're not going to go too fast because new scuba divers are like yo-yos underwater. They go up and down. And they want to touch everything. So we got to keep them close. Don't touch anything. We want you to come back with a
Don't touch anything.
Don't touch. It's just like dealing with kids. Don't touch. We have the meeting in the boat. Don't touch anything.
Okay, now being the co-host, you got to bring us some information. Are you ready for that?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's go to break, and then you're going to teach us something.
Absolutely.
I want to know how you got on the show, and I just looked over on Facebook, and Julie's got a big old smiley face that says, I love James. So now I know how you got there.
Yes.
Julie loved James. That's what happened.
Oh, that's it.
We are listening to James. He's a founder and owner of My Outdoor Joy. He is the adventure leader. If it's Monday afternoon, your business matters. We'll be right back.
We'll return to more of Local Biz Now with your host, Joe Magnone, after these messages on 105.9
Well, we okay?
WSIC.
So if you guys see me do this, it just means wrap up your thought.
Yep. Okay.
Because that's a hard break.
Stop 'em.
Wilton is a mean, nasty dude, and he gon' cut you off no matter what.
Yeah, those are your appetites.
Hey, Wilton,
So you're getting paid.
can I get a water, please, sir?
I didn't take your water, did I?
You good?
Brought mine in.
She's got your myoutdoorjoy.com on the book for you.
You know what? This is your water. You have a water? Joe, you have a water?
He's gonna bring me one.
I didn't know. Did you already have one?
No, I
I
didn't.
thought we only brought one in. Okay.
Thank you.
We're good.
You're a fine man, Wilton. I don't care what James says about you.
Hey, we're trying.
This studio is new because the main studio is in Statesville. Been there 77 years. And the new owner just bought the station a year ago. And this is his second location. I live off of Torrance Chapel, so it was easier for me.
Nice, yeah.
Now it saved me a 45-minute drive.
We did a show in Statesville. It was on like the street behind Main Street. Was that?
Oh, that's another radio station there.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we did that 2 years. 2 years. Probably. And I did a podcast. This kind of creeped me out. There was a guy that had a podcast in Old Statesville in a like completely shut down strip mall, and no lights, and only a couple cars parked. No one ever do this podcast. And went in like through the old like J.C. Penney's or something store, and in the very back he had a really nice studio. That was 5 years.
Should have kept a diary and a journal. It's stuff like that.
Or social media.
Now, if you want to learn how to do this, pay attention. You pay attention?
I'm looking at the time.
The green is counting down when that's complete, and then when you go to the blue, which will turn green, then you got 10 seconds for the introduction. Am I right? He's laughing because he knows I really don't know the darn thing. It's confusing as can be.
Down to 17.
30 seconds.
Happy Mother's Day on Sunday from everyone here at WSIC. To keep up with all the events happening,
You ready, James?
and much
Ready.
more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today. Call now to speak with Joe Bagnone at 844 Studio 4. It's Local Biz Now on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Yeah. Number one talk business show in North Carolina, coming to you live from Burner Cigar Studio, home of the finest premium cigars and cigar smokers in the world. Life is good at Burner Cigars, located in Birkdale Village. We hope to inspire, inform, and entertain you, because that's what we do here at News Talk WSIC. I am here with my buddy, whether he will admit it or not, James Smith. He is the founder and owner of My Outdoor Joy. He is the adventure leader. Now, James, you don't get to be the co-host unless you bring us some education.
So we're
Are
gonna
you
bring two
prepared
things.
for that?
We're ready.
You ready?
We're ready.
What you gonna teach us?
Man, I'm like a grasshopper, ready to go. I'm keeping it clean.
Okay.
So I'm going to teach you two skills.
Okay.
One's common sense.
Oh boy.
Get off YouTube.
Get
Number
off-
one skill
get off
to
you-
surviving is getting off YouTube. So if I watch another survival thing on YouTube where someone comes to a class and says, "Hey, I saw a guy make a house out of twigs,"
Can you do that?
I can. But where am I ever going to be where I need to make a house out of twigs? No, if you have the time, you see him. You see him all the time on YouTube. The guy's sitting there, he's making all these things.
Okay.
He's got a 30-pound axe. He's got a saw. He's got all these tools. If you can bring all of that, bring a radio. Bring a cell phone. Bring a tent. I'm not going to make a shelter.
So you're not a survivalist kind of guy.
I am. But if I can bring an axe, I can bring a tent.
Okay.
So in my car, I have a go bag. It has a tent in it. It doesn't have an axe.
A
I'm
go
gonna-
bag.
A go bag, meaning if something happens and I'm on the road, I can pull off the road and live happily probably for 2 days.
Really?
Absolutely, all the time.
And you gonna tell me what's in that go bag?
I will
aren't you?
tell you all the time. All the time. But common sense rules.
Okay.
If you want to survive, common sense. If you want to make a fire, you don't get two twigs and rub them together. You take your big lighter out of your pocket and you go click, click.
You are.
And there's fire.
You are destroying my view of you. You understand? I mean, I saw you like the Rambo of,
I am.
of Mecklenburg County.
I am the Rambo. And I'm the Rambo that survives because I have a big lighter in a tent.
It's
I'm
inside the
common
go
sense.
bag.
It is, yeah. And
Okay.
if I really want to get you going, I got a satellite phone.
No.
Best thing in the world.
Really?
Keep it in the car.
Oh, man, you like cheating now.
No, I'm surviving. See, that's the difference between the internet and the real guy. The real guy says, take a big lighter, have a phone, have a way of communicating. The fake YouTube guy that comes to class and says he knows everything.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the guy who comes with his underwear.
Okay. I do have a bunch of stuff in the trunk of my car, thinking of the, a blanket and some extra socks and some extra drawers and that kind of stuff. And people make fun of me about that, right? A lot of extra water. You're making me not feel bad about that now.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, my brother was in 9/11, and I am the black sheep of the family, but I used to always tell him, have something in your car. Sure enough, 9/11, he had to use it. And
did he call you and say, man?
Oh, he had no way to call.
Right.
But he had the basics. So he camped out in Manhattan because there was no way to get off Manhattan. People don't remember this.
Right.
And 2 years ago in Texas, one of my other cousins who likes to make a lot of fun of me because I prep, called me up in Texas when they had no water. Can you show me how to filter water? Well,
okay.
He's like, just send me something. Well, how are you going to get to the post office? Because if you can get to the post office, you can leave. They're basic skills. It's common sense is what we've lost in our society.
Okay.
But yeah, here's
so you set me in a different direction because I assumed you were the fun guy and not the survival guy. So you set my mind in a different direction. You understand?
I could be a survivalist.
Okay.
But there's two people in this world you have to understand. There are survivalists that go out in the woods and say, hey, I'll be out here for a couple of weeks. And there's preppers. Those are the people who are kind of not semi-hoarders.
You got your little Taj Mahal tent set up, don't you?
Yeah, you have
You got a chandelier hanging from your tent.
That's it. That's it, right? I'm going to be comfortable. When we go on our camping trips, the one thing that I always have to tell people, and we have a 78-year-old who's constantly going camping with us. And I always tell people, you can be very comfortable camping. I take my queen mattress, I blow it up, I bring my sheets. I don't even have a sleeping bag anymore that I bring camping. Bring my pillow, we have a good time.
So you're making that sound a little bit more attractive for a guy like me.
And we always have bathrooms. You don't have to go in the woods. There's always a bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're really lucky, we'll bring a food truck with us.
A food truck.
That's camping. That's camping 2024.
Okay.
It's not what you learned in Boy Scouts or to all my Army buddies out there. No, it's not half of an A-frame tent. You're out here to have fun. Out here to have fun.
And that's important. The truth is, when they hook up with you, it is about having fun. It's not about how tough it can be.
No. There's no need for that. Again, that's a YouTube perception. There's no need to rough it when every park has a bathroom. If you need to go to the woods, that's a whole different ballgame. That's if you're on a backpacking trip with me. But for the most part, we're just going to have fun.
Okay, so if I wanted to reach out to you, how can I do it?
myoutdoorjoy.com. Or if you go to Instagram, My Outdoor Joy, Facebook, My Outdoor Joy. We are pretty consistent.
And so I make contact with you. What's going to happen? Kind of walk me through what the process looks like.
So the first step for us is to go to our website or LinkedIn, and there'll be a pop-up. Just put your name in, put your email. You'll get a history of the company, what we do, what we're about. And you'll also be able to get the monthly newsletter that has all kinds of tips, trips, what we're going to be doing in the next month or two.
Doesn't cost them a dime for anything.
Doesn't cost them a dime. All of our events, knowing us, it's free, right? When you decide, because everybody's a stalker for the outdoors, when you decide to go into an event, every event will have a price on it. We keep everything reasonable. You don't have to be a member. You could just come out and enjoy yourself, see what it's like. And if you're going to do a couple of events, absolutely become a member. And the reality is our membership's $120 a year. It's pretty affordable, and it has.
So it's kind of like a chamber membership for people that want to have fun.
That's essentially what it is. It's a subscription service, and we are growing. We are doing now 1 or 2 international trips a year that have some kind of outdoor theme to them. We're heading to Tanzania or Tanzania August, 90 days. We are bringing 25 people. We're going on safari. We're going to do a little bit at Kilimanjaro. We're going to see some I think Lake Victoria. We're going to have a ball. And I couldn't believe it. I could not believe how many people signed up. And so this is the new direction. We're going to do 1 outdoor event or 1 international event per year. And we are there. We're working on Alaska.
Is it international still outdoors?
It is outdoors. We are going to be in the Serengeti to do the the safari, and we are staying in a camp village.
You better be careful. You know, they got big animals out there.
We know. I got beautiful tents. Yeah, big canvas tents, queen size beds, bathrooms in the tents. We're gonna have a good time. Just don't go out your tent at night. Just stay in the tent. Stay in the tent. You'll be fine. You know, this is not the first time I've done the safari. We've had a lot of adventures, and they've all been hilarious.
Do you do them first before you offer them to the group, or some of these I ain't sure what's going to happen now?
Yeah, typically I don't. This one I've done. I did Mount Kilimanjaro 3 years ago, and we summited. It took 9 days. When we got back, we said, let's do something fun. We did the safari, and I can't wait to go again. But we had a ball. There's nothing we don't do. People don't come home and say, this is the best thing I've ever done.
So you just don't stay home and watch TV, do you?
Not really. I try not to. Now I'm doing administrative stuff. I don't like this, but, you know,
Right.
I'm going to find my way back out. There's got to be somebody I can hire to do that.
Right.
Actually, don't call me and say you want a job. I'm not going to give you one yet. I got to learn the admin piece. But yeah, we have a ball.
Yeah, you got to actually learn how to run a business, because this is a hobby
That
turned income
business,
for
yes.
you.
And
Right.
you know, one of the things that has been just fantastic. We've won grants. We actually, in our first year, turned a profit, which is unheard of for most businesses. Given our operational costs, it was absolutely an amazing thing to see. This year, we're going to turn another profit, and I wish everybody this kind of success when they start a business, because
Yeah, I do too.
It's
So,
very unusual.
So I go to your website.
Yep.
And I see things that say classes, events, and team building. Can you talk about each one of those? I mean, you
Absolutely.
spoke about the events. Talk about the classes. What does that look like?
So we don't generally just throw you out into the woods. So for everything that we do, we typically have a educational component. So if you're nervous, this is your opportunity to have every question answered. You know, am I going to run into tigers, bears, alligators, whatever, if I'm at the park? We can answer questions. We show you how to set up a tent. What are the expectations? There are skill classes.
Is that tent really going to stop that bobcat?
That's exactly right. We're going to talk about all of those things. We have educational. How do you become a prepper? How do you survive in an emergency for however days you want to survive? We teach all of the skills. What does it mean to hike? The average person doesn't actually know how to hike. They know how to walk. But if I put you in the woods, you probably get lost. So what's a blaze? How do you find your way out? How do you read a trail map? So you're learning all of these components before you actually get to go outside. And so for those people who really want to understand those skills, those classes actually help them. And then we reinforce the classes with all of the events. But everything's optional. You don't have to take a class. You can just come to a camping event.
So talk to me about team building. Is that just another service you provide for
Yeah,
organizations?
we are, one of the things, we are conservationists as well as activity people. So we are certified to teach Leave No Trace. And so one of the things that happens when we do these corporate events is people are looking for something different. They don't want to go to the bars anymore. They want to do something, and companies are now calling us to say, what can we do with our employees? So we have a series of outdoor
And you
events.
say, I could scare them for you.
Yes, we did an event with Sustain Charlotte. We do greenway walks. Our corporate camping events are just fantastic. So there's always something out there for corporations to take part in.
And again, if people wanted to reach you, how can they do it, buddy?
MyOutdoorJoy.com.
Got it. You know, they're talking on Facebook of how you're the most joyous person they've heard on the show.
Well, it's not hard when the bar's so low.
Wilton, I just think he hit on you. I think he just made fun of you. If it's Monday afternoon, your business matters. We'll be right back.
Dang, I'm gonna go sign up for his website emails and
We have a lot of people.
Just the newsletter to hear what they're doing would be.
I'm like, I'm loving this.
Yeah, we are growing in ways that I did not anticipate.
That's good.
But 25 on a trip like that
Yeah.
is a commitment.
Yeah, I have 30 people on the waiting list. When we originally planned this, we were thinking 6 people would sign up. And it was amazing. And
So
because,
Did you hire you have a company on the other side that takes
Yeah.
care of all that's your,
We good?
Burners when we get back.
Yeah, we're going to do the burners thing,
so,
yeah.
the company
You got that sign?
Tanzania. So they're handling it once we get there. But we are going to have an awesome time. So there's a funny story I will tell you. So a couple of years ago, we were on safari, and one of the ladies who was in one of the tents, and it's a big tent. Let me be clear. This is not a little tent. This is a queen bed, bathrooms.
We have friends that have been. We've never been, but
she snored, and apparently the jackals thought they had cousins in the tent, and so they were hitting the tent.
Oh my God!
So I got to call it. I didn't get a call. I heard it at 2 o'clock in the morning. Someone's yelling.
I'm sorry, honey. Your name again?
Sandy.
Someone's yelling, "Hey, James!" And I was like, "Well, I got to give up my man card because I am not leaving the tent." But we had an absolute ball. And next year we're going to Alaska. Is in the planning. See the Aurora Borealis. And do the Polar Express, which is the train that goes through from Denali to Fairbanks with the open top.
Oh, wow.
Cool. Already got 8 people. I don't even have a price yet.
Are they typically like couples that don't know other people, or do you have like big groups that everybody knows each other?
No one typically. Like this trip, 20 women. I'm the only guy going on this trip. It is amazing.
Oh, now I see what's happening.
So that's why I did it.
Truth comes out.
Yeah. The trip we did.
Big man wants a date.
That's exactly
I got
right.
it.
That's right. I can protect you. The trip to Caicos was a mix of everybody, but it was we had a mix the Caicos trip. So.
On the end. Yeah, disturbed here.
We had a ball. No one leaves our events and isn't saying when are they coming back for something else.
That's awesome.
What's the average age?
Probably right around 50. And like
Which makes sense because us older guys, it's gonna be hard to get me up off the couch.
Which is why
But my wife would go in a heartbeat.
And that's exactly what's happening. And when we did the survey, the focus group for the company 2 years ago, what we found is that women said, "I'm sick of my husband. I'm sick of my boyfriend. I'm coming. I'm going to learn something new."
Oh.
That's exactly what happened. And we were going to change the focus to say women's outdoor. Women had a fit. They're like, no, because that seems like you're lowering the standards of a little women's company. Yeah. And so
But it's majority women.
Majority. It's they can come. It's just the women are coming.
Prefer to.
Yeah. We do have,
30 seconds.
But we do have like couples.
Well, I mean, if you're a single guy, you think you'd want to find the place where all the single
They are so scary. The single guys are the scariest people I've ever seen.
Required inspections of wiring on board its giant 787 Dreamliner jets, saying some employees violated company policy. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
It's Local Biz Now with Joe Bagnone on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Yeah. #1 live business show in North Carolina, coming to you live from Burner Cigar Studio. News Talk WSIC. This is Local Biz Now, where your business matters. Wilton, fire it up, buddy.
Life can be chaotic, but elegance rises from the ashes. Join me, Josh Johnson, as we rise above the everyday hustle and discover elegance in every draw at Burner Cigar. It's not just a cigar, it's a journey to relaxation.
This is the sign or one like it. Now, they all say something a little bit different. If you're on the radio live and you don't know this, I'm holding up a sign that says, "This cigar is on Joe." If you go by Burners, hold up one of these signs, put it on your Facebook or your LinkedIn or the tubes or whatever you're going to do with it. The next cigar is on me. Go by Burners Cigars, located in Birkdale Village. It is in the same shopping center as Dick's Sporting Goods, and tell them that Joe sent you. You will not be sorry. Premium cigars and exceptional people. Life is good at Burner Cigars. Go on by there and tell them Joe sent you. Thank you, Wilton. I appreciate it. Okay, we are back here on Local Biz Now, and I am here with my co-host, James Smith. James is a founder and owner of My Outdoor Joy, and he is oozing joy all throughout the studio to a point that is kind of sickening how happy you are. You understand that, don't you?
This
I
is
mean,
what happens when you
you're
don't have a
always
boss.
smiling.
You don't have a boss. This is the best thing. I get to pee in the woods for free.
You're right. You're right, buddy.
What's
You're
the
right.
best part of the day? Peeing
You're
in the
right.
woods.
You're
That's the new
exactly right.
slogan.
Okay, you are officially now co-host.
Yes.
So I expect for you to represent the show accordingly.
Oh,
Are
that's a
you-
low bar. Low bar.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
We have here Scott and Sandy, owners of Hootenanny Brewery Company. Scott, did I say that right?
Well, actually, it's Hoptown Brewing.
What?
Formerly Hootenanny Brewing, which I can get into that.
Okay,
detail.
okay. Because I pulled that from the website, so I must have pulled something wrong when I did that.
It's history. It's history.
Okay, it's history.
It's part of our history.
Okay,
yes.
so Hoptown Brewing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and please say your last name. I wasn't going to try, and I knew I would destroy it.
Sure, it's Plemmons, like
Plemmons.
lemon with a
Got
P.
Got it. James, you could have done that, couldn't you?
I did before the show.
Okay.
I was ready.
Why you gotta make me look bad?
Because you do it so easily.
So, Scott, Sandy, thank you so much for being here. We really do appreciate it.
No, thank you for having us.
We
Yeah.
don't know each other. I literally just saw something on the internet where you had won a certification with your beer, and it was intriguing. Tell me about it.
Well, sure. Well, so 2 weeks ago in Las Vegas, the Craft Beer Association had their annual meeting. And as part of the annual meeting, they present the winners of the International World Beer Cup competition. So there were a total of 2,000 breweries, a little over 2,000 breweries competing, 8,000 beers, and over 50 countries were presenting beer, for the contest. So we were not in Vegas during the announcement of the winners of the contest for a couple of different reasons. But my wife and I, Sandy, were sitting at home and had just come back from dinner and plopped down on the couch. And our head brewer, his name's Kyle McLaughlin, sends us a text, all in caps. We won a bronze medal.
Wow.
And I couldn't believe it. We were just so excited. It's the beer that we won for is called Sweet Wings. It's honey wheat ale, so it's a very
Sandy, hold that up. Hold that up. Sweet Wings.
Sweet Wings, honey wheat.
But there's something really unique about Sweet Wings. In addition to the fact that it's an amazing beer and it won bronze at the World Cup.
Yeah,
it's very
Keep
local.
holding it up.
Oh.
I want everybody to see it. Those of you that can't see this, they're live on the radio. It really is a unique can that you guys have and design that you put together. It's got a honey-looking
Honeycomb.
honeycomb description. So tell me about that.
Yeah,
Tell me about the flavor.
So the story with Sweet Wings, our brewer, who's been doing an excellent job for us, he's been with us now for about 2 years. He wanted to put together a recipe for a wheat beer, and wheat beers are very popular. And typically with a wheat beer, you might put some type of adjunct, some flavoring in the beer to impart a different taste, so it's a little different than other wheat beers. And so Kyle decided that we would make a honey wheat beer. So he went to a local farmer's market in Mooresville, which is where Hoptown is located, and just bought a jar of honey. Well, a little more than a jar, a few jars of honey, and decided to add this honey to our batch of this wheat beer. Well, the honey came from a company called Sweet Wings Honey Bee Farm, which is also located in Mooresville. So he uses the Sweet Wings honey in this beer that at the time we didn't have a name for. So we're brewing it up. We kind of, start tasting the beer, sort of get an idea for what we might want to name the beer. And the most obvious thing was we'll call the beer Sweet Wings.
Right.
And we did talk to the owners of Sweet Honey Bee Farm to make sure they were okay with
I bet they
us.
loved it.
Oh, they loved it, absolutely. So the name, the can design all came together, and we last year won a North Carolina gold medal for this beer out of is the largest beer festival in the Southeast. The North Carolina Craft Brewers Association put on a beer festival. So we were very surprised a year ago to learn that we had won a gold medal. And when we're competing for these medals, we know we have a good beer going into it, but everybody else can make a good beer too. So we're really honored that this particular beer won gold in North Carolina and won bronze in the world. There were 66 beers in the honey category, so people can put honey in different styles of beer, but all the beers in that category had to have a honey as part of it. So we went through, there were over 250 judges at this competition. So our beer without the can goes into a competition and in a glass like everybody else's.
Right.
And it was whittled down to, the final three.
So Sweet Wings beer won number 1 in North Carolina and 2 in the entire world.
Three in the entire world.
3 in the entire world.
Yes.
So let's back up a little bit.
Sure.
Now you don't have to go back to 1962, but I want to know how this got started. Like, did you wake up on a Tuesday and decide I want to start brewing beer? So kind of walk me through how that worked out.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Keep it brief, honey.
Well, I was born in 1961.
You might need to shuffle them along. If I shouldn't have said 1962. Don't go back. Don't go past 1980.
All right. Well, I've been rehearsing the short story. Okay.
If he starts with it all started in this small little crib.
If I go like this, you're going too long.
All right. So I was a domestic beer drinker, like everybody was back, 25, 30 years ago. So when Sandy and I were dating, she discovered my love for craft beer, and I discovered my love for craft beer during a business trip to Las Vegas when you really couldn't find certain beers on the East Coast.
Right.
Fell in love with this Amber Ale, and she, while we were dating, what you do for your, other significant other when you're dating, you go out of the way, right? So she tracked down this beer in California and had it shipped as a gift to me. And I said, this is the one. This isn't just the beer, but this is the one, right? This is the girl.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the beer. Thank you.
I was thinking the same thing.
So fast forward till
I bought you a homebrew kit.
Oh yeah, well that was the following Christmas. Sandy buys me a homebrew kit, and for those of you that aren't as familiar with it, it's kind of like an easy bake cake where it's pretty hard to screw it up if you follow the instructions.
And we screwed it up.
But I screwed it up. The first batch of beer turned out terrible, and I was very discouraged. Put the kit away, and we were visiting some friends in North Carolina mountains over the following Christmas, and this gentleman named Jack had brewed a really good winter Christmas ale at his house. I'm like, okay, if he can do this, I can do this. We got in the car and
he was like, if Jack can brew it, I can brew it.
So I pieced together the kit, much of which I lost during a move during that year. And we made our second batch, and it was really good. And I was excited about it. It's still homebrew. So fast forward, got into the next level of brewing, which is basically called extract brewing, when you buy ingredients and you're making the cake from scratch instead of making it from a kit, as an analogy. So,
and there's a whole score for that in Mooresville up the street.
Oh yeah, There. In fact, my favorite Saturday destination was a homebrew supply store in Mooresville. Spent many weekends there. So I started doing the homebrew thing. I got really into it, and fast forward another year or so, and decided that I wanted to go a little further with it.
Let's stop right there. Let's take a break. We come back. We're gonna start, but from your take your story from there.
Absolutely. Thanks.
You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone, and we are speaking with the husband and wife team of Hoptown Brewing. Number 1 in North Carolina and number 3 in the country. Spectacular. We'll be right back.
Keep it right here. Local Biz Now with Joe Vagnone will return after
Global.
a break on 105.9 100.7
The world.
Yes.
Local starts
See, and I've got another differentiator.
Yeah.
You got honey. Helps with those allergies we have.
That's
here.
right.
Another reason to drink it.
Yeah.
The one I'm
honey.
suffering from right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
What is
Drink
it?
honey.
You want to get rid of allergies? Minimize them?
Joe, want to taste the beer on air?
Excuse me?
Can you taste the beer on air?
I don't know if
I
I'm
don't
allowed.
think you. I don't think
okay.
you do it. No.
Guys, one more segment.
Well,
Everybody doing good?
you like beer?
Love it.
You allowed to have some on the air?
You guys can. I should not. I have to.
Okay.
I do have to work.
We better not.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't want to shut down. Hey,
Sorry, I had a little. Did I have writing on the top hat on there? Did someone toss it? Did I grab that? I may have grabbed it. Don't even worry about it. I may have grabbed it.
okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. I'm
What you looking for?
He's all right. Okay.
Well,
Well, I'm gonna
that's
get.
where Hootenanny came from, and
I
then
know, that's-
keep
that's my
moving
next
faster.
little segue
And, and
into,
hey, honey,
into
I found a
Hootenanny.
building.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to get to that.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Because
You're about to run out of time.
believe it or not, there's only like 14 minutes left.
Okay. We can spin through it.
Okay, when we come back. We're gonna have about 9 minutes or so left.
That's right.
Okay.
And that's going to go real fast.
I'm gonna roll it right up to current.
Sandy, you could speed them up. You could just jump in.
Okay.
She's good at that.
Now, do you have a place where you can actually buy? I see where you could go to different places, but
Yeah.
you actually have tap room.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Mooresville.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing you want to talk about.
Okay.
The history's cool, right? But where could I go drink?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'll
Justin, you want a beer?
They're still cold.
Hey, Chris, how are you? Good to see you. Oh, wow, and opening it, too. Here we go.
Oh, you have to drink it now. It's part of the job.
Ooh. Let's hope he doesn't,
1/3 in the world.
Number 1 in North Carolina, number 3 in the world.
That's pretty darn good.
Helps with your allergies.
Thank you.
helps with your
Yeah.
allergies.
Now I got excuses. There we go. That's delicious.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Wilton, take this photo so we can put that on Facebook.
Oh, me. 20 seconds.
I'm sorry, should have been. That was the owner. I'm sorry.
Oh.
That was on the radio station.
And you know
Oh, cool.
Kristen.
What?
Now more Local Biz Now with Joe Bagnone
okay.
on 105.9, 100.7.
Justin just bought the radio station 1 year ago, actually. Exactly. And we are back. You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone, where your business matters. And we are talking with Scott and Sandy, owners of, I want to get this right. I don't want to make a mistake. Hop Town Brewing. And you guys are in Mooresville.
Mooresville, Williamson Road, Mooresville.
So tell me a little bit about the actual location, because I have not been there. So tell me a little bit about the location, then we'll get back to how you got there.
Well, I can tie it all together real quick with the kind of that last segment of going from home brewing to commercial brewing. And I came up with a name that was very near and dear to me from my past work experience, which was Hootenanny Brewing. And you mentioned Hootenanny at the top of the segment, but
Yep.
Hootenanny was the business name that I originally went to the market with. And later on was not able to trademark it when we decided we wanted to open a brick and mortar location. So fast forward again to the location in Mooresville. In 2019, we had gotten a group together of investors and found this building, fell in love with it. The deal happened to work out. So we're able to move into this building, which is next
It's
to...
a great location.
Yeah, it's right next door to Brewster's Ice Cream.
Yeah.
Anybody who's been to Brewster's knows where we're at.
Oh, yeah. Williamson Road, Harris Teeter shopping area. So we took the building and added a brew house to it. We brew all of our beer on site. So we'll brew, we have 18 beers on tap at Hoptown today. Sweet Wings is always on the wall there. We have a number of other beverages from cocktails to wine and cider, etc. And we always have food trucks at Hoptown as well. A big part of Hoptown, I'm going to let Sandy talk about this, which kind of, I guess, makes us not that much different from breweries because most breweries are very community focused, but we have a program that's really near and dear to our hearts called Sip It Forward. I'm going to let Sandy talk about SIP real quick.
Sip It Forward program, Sandy.
Sip
Let me hear it.
Forward. It is a very drinkable blonde ale available in the tap room. And when you order a pint of it, you get a token. And that token you take over to our Sip It Forward wall where there are 4 acrylic slots, and you pick one of our 4 annual charities to drop your token in. And based on that, at the end of our 2023-24 season on March 22nd, we awarded what has totaled now, since we opened in 2021, over $50,000 in local nonprofit charity support.
Oh, that's
So,
exceptional.
yeah, we're so
How
excited
did you come
about
up with that idea?
truth be told, I was visiting my son and my grandson in Colorado Springs, and we went to the zoo, and they had this kind of Planko chip, and you got it when you checked in, and you got to walk through the gates and choose which animal you wanted to support. And it was like, oh, I knew exactly what we needed to do this program. We knew we wanted to have a beer involved, obviously, somehow people would, and we didn't want something weird. We wanted something that anybody could drink. And our Sip It Forward is very,
I don't know
good.
this industry very well, right? The operational side of it, and you've got a brewer, Kyle. Hey, you just let him make what he wants to make. I mean, he woke up on a Tuesday and said, "I think I'm gonna try some honey." I mean, does he have that flexibility to do that?
Well, yeah, and brewing is part science, part art, and Kyle is really good at both, and he has the freedom in our brewery to develop recipes, to create beers. We as a team create names for those beers, the labels for those beers.
I bet that's fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Creating names.
A lot of fighting, too. We strong arm sometimes, and I still don't get my way.
But no, he does a great job for us, and he's like a master chef.
He's also doing
in the brew
collabs
house.
with other local breweries around the Charlotte area, too, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Are you doing any wholesaling, or are you just selling inside your shop?
Yeah, so you can find Sweet Wings, the beer we're talking about today, and the other beers that we put out into the market at Lowe's Food Stores, Select Lowe's Food, Select Total Wines, and about 60 other retailers in and around the greater Charlotte area.
Go right ahead, buddy.
When do you guys typically open up during the week?
We're open at 4 o'clock Monday through Thursday, Thursday, then Friday, Saturday, Sunday at noon. And we're not a late night facility, so we're usually closed by 10, 11 o'clock. So,
can you sit down when you come over in the tap room?
Can you sit down?
Do you have
We have a
places to
lot
sit
of
down?
regulars that love to sit down at the bar and
We
chat
have
with our great bar staff.
We're proud of our beer garden. We have over 100 seats outside, which is great. This time of year, about half of that is covered. But
nice.
We have events every night of the week, from trivia to music bingo to run club, cycle club, cornhole league, live music. We really try to do it all to keep it interesting at the brewery.
So what's the website you guys use?
Oh, go ahead, dear.
HoptownBrewing.com. And our social media is super easy, at Hoptown Beer.
At Hoptown Beer.
You got it.
Well, say it one more time.
At Hoptown Beer.
Oh, there we go. Gotta plug them.
I love it.
I'm with you. So, Sandy, walk me through the setting up, getting the investors. I hear that is such a stressful moment. Walk me through the process a little bit.
It wasn't stressful for me. I just got to watch him stress out about it. But because he had built such a great cult following with Hootenanny, and people knew him and knew he made good beer, when we found the brick and mortar and he wanted to move into investors, there was a lot of people that came out of the woodwork and said, "We want to be a part of this." So we have great active investors. And
so most of them are not skilled investors; they're friends, and beer drinkers.
Yeah, it's a range of, they say don't go into business with friends and family. We went into business with friends and family.
Two of our kids invested in the business.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but we have the group of investors. They let Sandy and I run the business. I think they trust us with what we're doing. They come in and drink beer and give feedback and exactly what we want.
Do they get to name some beers if they want to? They get to be part of that?
Well,
one of our investors was very involved early on in a lot of the names and stuff. Now they just kind of like to come enjoy.
They just drink.
Yeah, they just like to come drink.
Gotta have fun. Nothing wrong with that.
So, what advice would both of you give somebody who's thinking about starting a business? Because this is not an easy time to do that.
It wasn't easy coming out of COVID either.
Well, I will tell you, have a good business plan. And it's not something you can knock out in a day on a laptop. We spent 3 years on the business plan itself, running pro formas, making sure that we were using some industry data, which is always helpful. Any business you're in, you're going to have access to some industry data, demographics for the market you're in. We have a very high traffic location, and I think that bodes well for us. As the beer industry itself is doing well. but there are a lot of other alternatives coming on.
How close was the data and information you put together on your business plan to what actually happened the first 2-3 years? How close was that?
Yeah, that's a good question. We hit the mark with a lot of the metrics, if you will, and others were, we were surprised. We were surprised by, what people would buy in the brewery, what style of beer they liked. I mean, we have a spectrum of 18 beers on the wall at any given time, but a lot of variables you can control or that you know of, your rent or your mortgage, whatever, the power bill, water bill. A lot of those things are very fixed, and getting a little too technical here, but yeah, I think the more work you put into it, we talked to other brewers.
And
very
let
helpful.
go of the things that you don't do well and hire the people that do them better than you.
Absolutely.
That was key for us on a couple of things.
I was a brewer, but I was a decent brewer, but we have a world-class brewer, and that's what every brewery seeks out to do. To get a world medal, I'd like to think we'll have another one in our lifetime, but it's very as you can imagine with 2,000 breweries, 8,000 beers, 50 countries. It's
I know
it's
Kyle
difficult.
is listening, puffing his chest right now.
Oh, he better be.
We love you, Kyle.
Puff away, buddy.
That's
Puff
right,
away.
Yeah. And the thing too about the sweet wings, and I touched on it, but what makes it kind of cool is that the grain was purchased 30 minutes from the brewery. The honey was purchased 20 minutes from the brewery.
And the water comes from Catawba River.
Right. So we call it, kind of a homegrown success, if you will. I mean, we
local.
super local with helping share the success with other businesses, and that's what was so exciting about it.
Did it jumpstart quickly because everybody likes to see a new place, or did it take some time to grow? What did that look like at the beginning?
Well, for us specifically, we opened in 2021, so we were under 75% occupancy, so everyone was dying to get out, and so we were able to, I hate to say that, but capitalize on that.
Right.
But then people realized, okay, this is a fun place, and it's taken a couple of years for us to understand the market and when we're going to be slow and when we're going to be busy, and we're grateful. We're kind of like you. We've been very successful, and we're excited about that. So
it looks like you've got essentially a farm to mug kind of business.
Farm to mug.
I love that.
I love that. There you go. I might steal that from you.
Yes, that's huge in the industry right now for conservation, local business as a priority. I'm surprised you don't talk about that more.
Yeah,
and we also we have a farmer that comes and picks up all of our grain and feeds it to his cows, and
sustainability kind of is part of the DNA.
We call it sustainability.
Okay, there you go.
Sustainability.
Absolutely right. Let's follow the restaurants: farm to table, farm to mug. Let's look at it both ways.
Oh gosh, the torture that I go through.
Yes,
Scott, thank you so much. I genuinely appreciate you being here. Sandy, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having
us. What
a
treat to be a part of just your story of the success that Sweet Wings beer has brought. It really is special. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks for having us on.
Kyle, we got you, buddy. We got the props, Kyle. We got
Kyle.
you. You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone. I'm here with James Smith. He is the founder of My Outdoor Joy Adventure Leader. I'm also here with Scott and Sandy, owners of Hoptown Brewing Company. Go by there in Mooresville and have a sip. If it's Monday afternoon, your business matters. See you next week.
Serving you better than ever before. WSIC, Statesville, W290DK Mooresville, W264CU Statesville.